Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of Ignition Time. In this video, I'll go over the pivotal point, the turning point for the US economy when it comes to the future of jobs, when it comes to the future of the economy, and indeed the future of the pandemic. Welcome to this channel, everyone. My name is Dr. Nitin Chhoda with Ignition Time. This channel is about the country, the economy, as well as our money. Please click the like button. Please subscribe. Please enable notifications. Me and my team work hard on this channel every single day to bring you the latest news. Let's take a look at this headline on your screen from the New York Times. Amidst rising cases, the director of the Center for Disease Control warned that the United States is at another pivotal point. Yes, folks, we are at another pivotal point in the pandemic. The director of the Center for Disease Control and Prevention struck a new tone of urgency about the pandemic, warning that the United States is, I quote, not out of the woods yet and is once again at another pivotal point in this pandemic as a highly infectious Delta variant is actually ripping through communities across the country which have low rates of vaccination. Before we show you a video clip with the head of the CDC, let's explore what Dr. Rochelle Walensky, the director of the Center for Disease Control, is saying. During a briefing by members of the White House COVID response team, she sounded the alarm. And this reflects a growing concern among administration officials that the gains they appear to have made are being erased and that the current surge in cases could overwhelm health systems in parts of the country where vaccination rates are low and hospitalizations are high. Now, the good news is that vaccines remain effective against the Delta variant. In fact, experts are saying that breakthrough infections in vaccinated people are relatively uncommon and are largely asymptomatic. The Delta variant, unfortunately, is estimated to account for 83% of new cases right now in the United States, according to the Center for Disease Control. Slightly fewer than half the country was fully vaccinated, as were just 60% of eligible people, according to data from the CDC. In fact, Dr. Walensky is pleading with unvaccinated people to, I quote, please take the Delta variant seriously. And she said this, I quote, this virus has no incentive to let up, and it remains in search of the next vulnerable person to infect. Please consider getting vaccinated and take precautions until you do. Let's roll the tape and hear from the director of the Center for Disease Control. Let's watch.
The Delta variant is more aggressive and much more transmissible than previously circulating strains. It is one of the most infectious respiratory viruses we know of and that I have seen in my 20-year career.
Also, folks, the White House has announced recently that they will spend $1.6 billion authorized by Congress as part of the American Rescue Plan on testing and other mitigation measures in high-risk congregant settings, including homeless shelters and prisons. And they said they would send $100 million to rural health clinics to support vaccine education and outreach efforts in those communities where vaccination rates are low. Now, Dr. Walensky was facing a lot of questions about the mask guidance because there is some speculation that the Center for Disease Control might reinstate its mask guidance. And she said, at the moment, it remains unchanged. She said, I quote, if you are vaccinated, you get exceptional protection from the vaccines, but you have the opportunity to make the personal choice to add extra layers of protection. So where do you stand with all of this? Do you think the mask guidelines should be reinstated? Folks, right now we still have the mask guidelines in airplanes and in certain common areas involving travel and involving transportation. But for the most part, and I can tell you I live in the Northeast, people are walking around without masks. I was at the grocery store, not a single person was wearing a mask because at the end of the day, we want to get back to our normal lives and people are fed up of wearing the mask. But this is not over yet. This is not behind us. In fact, let's hope the Delta variant does not continue to spread across the country because that can definitely lead to more problems for our country. So what does all of this have to do with the economic recovery and the unemployment benefits? Right now, unemployment benefits are scheduled to end on the 6th of September. After that, the unemployment benefits can only be extended by an act of Congress. They can only be extended if the Republicans and the Democrats come together to essentially extend unemployment benefits, and that needs to be signed into law by the president. I can tell you that right now, there is no political will. There is zero political will to get that done, and that is a major problem for those who are dependent on unemployment benefits because because the end of the unemployment benefits could coincide, let's hope it doesn't, but could coincide with a surge of the Delta variant across our country. Now, where do things stand right now? The Delta variant can and should be brought under control if the vaccination rates increase in specific pockets of our country where vaccination rates are currently low, and that will allow us to deal with this matter once and for all. Is it going to be an overnight recovery? Are we going to get to 100% vaccination rates overnight? Of course not, but we can mitigate and reduce the impact of the Delta variant based on all the lessons we've learned over the past year and 4 months, based on the strength of the vaccine, based on the fact that anyone who wants a vaccine should get it. I believe that all the education that is now emerging from Republican senators, all the reinforcements, all the public pressure that the Republicans have faced that has now led them to say, hey, there should be more vaccinations, and all of the Fox News anchors who are now saying, hey, get vaccinated. I believe all of that is likely to make a difference, because at the end of the day, there has been a lot of misinformation about the vaccine that has unnecessarily slowed down the vaccination rates across the country. And that is unfortunate. And that is the reason the Delta variant has had a real chance to actually impact our recovery. And let's hope that we can put an end to it with an increase in vaccination rates. Where do you stand with this? Are you vaccinated or are you not? Do you believe that the mask mandate should be reinstated, or do you believe things should be left as they are and the economy should be allowed to organically reopen? At the end of the day, I can tell you this: if the Delta variant continues to surge across the country, we are likely to see states step up and provide local stimulus and unemployment benefits. I don't believe that the federal government will come up with a fourth stimulus check for the whole country or the extension of unemployment benefits for all states. I don't believe that will happen because there is zero political will for that. I do believe that there are certain states, certain pockets in our country that are seeing a surge in vaccination rates. And that, unfortunately, is what is going to force the hand of different states across the country to send out stimulus checks and to extend unemployment benefits for their residents. The problem is how can they handle that along with a surge in infections, along with a surge in hospitalizations that has the potential to overwhelm any state. And let's hope it doesn't come to that. That's where things stand, everyone. My name is Dr. Nitin Chhoda with Ignition Time. Thank you so much for watching. Please click the like button. Please subscribe. Please enable notifications. Please also follow me on Twitter. This right here is my Twitter feed. My Twitter handle is ignition_time. That's ignition_time. I want you to know I greatly appreciate you, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next episode of Ignition Time. Take care. Bye.